Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Sports Beat. I'm here with Glen Kellaway from the basement, Randall Nelson. Our other partner, Aaron Mutha Alamere, is on assignment. We'll get him back
On
next
assignment, yeah. He's on special assignment.
We're sending him out for some research. Anyway,
He's interviewing Kyrie Irving, and
we hope he comes back with some good stuff. We miss you,
Yeah.
Aaron.
yes,
Anyway, just want to talk about some baseball action, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. Last night, a guy hit 3 home runs. Chris Taylor for the Dodgers, unbelievable. Kiki
Yeah.
Hernandez has been on fire for the Red Sox. And yet Atlanta and Houston are going back home with a 3-2 lead in both those series. So
that's crazy, eh?
it's unbelievable.
Yeah. It almost looked like the Red Sox were just going to blow the Astros right out of the ballpark. That hitting is just unbelievable. I don't know why they got so hot.
They were putting double digits up every game, and then all of a sudden, here comes Houston again.
Yeah. Houston turned it around. I didn't think they. I mean, they've got a better team than Boston. I think.
I think too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think they'll take it. I don't know now.
Well, they got to win 1 out of the 2 at home. They should. Atlanta, I feel the same way. That they have as good a lineup as the Dodgers, and the Dodgers now have Justin Turner out hurt, and they've missed Max Muncy out hurt. 2 of their big studs. So, and Kershaw hasn't pitched. Kershaw is a non-factor. So the Dodgers have a lot of injuries.
I really felt though they needed to win that bullpen game that they played last night, because it was the Dodgers bullpen against the Braves.
Fried.
And, now they're going back to Scherzer and I can't think of the other guy's name.
Bueller.
And it's probably in the back of their minds that they blew a 3-1 lead against the Dodgers last year.
That could hurt.
I was really thinking they needed to win that game. And the first game they lost, when they were ahead and there were 3 runs ahead, and then Bellinger comes up.
Right.
He has 2 strikes on him. The announcer goes, he's really susceptible to the high fastball. He gets a high fastball at 98 and he hits it out of the park.
Next announcer.
He had a terrible year, but he's come up big for them in the playoffs. It's amazing. He had like 160 something this year, which is crazy for an MVP, a former MVP.
Yeah.
So you never know. The playoffs are truly a different season. You get hot and can turn your whole season around. I don't like these bullpen games. Speaking of bullpen games, whatever happened to your stud starting pitchers going out there and giving you 7-8 innings,
I was just going to make the same comment. It's like, where did this come from? And now it's just normal. You just expect it.
Exactly. Every team has bought into that concept. I don't get it.
And Tampa Bay, I think, started that, right?
They were the guys. I think it was Tampa Bay.
Can you imagine them telling Bob Gibson, we're going to push you back a day?
No.
Yeah. It's all analytics, right? It can't be coming from the manager. It's got to be coming from upstairs.
I think
who's ever studying, the guy's thrown at this velocity for, an hour, right, and then this guy's doing this and he shouldn't pitch for 2 more days. It's all just stuff that's entered in the computer and this spits out, and they go to the manager and go, here's the information.
They don't want guys seeing these batting orders 3 times around. Once they run through the lineup twice, that's it. They shut him down.
What's that about?
A good starter like Scherzer, they've been pulling him after 4 2/3 and 5 1/3.
It's just a whole new baseball world with pitchers.
It is. I don't like it. I'll be honest. I love baseball. I just don't. I don't like some of this. I don't like the shift. Yeah. I mean, I understand if you.
No, I hate the shift.
I hate the shift.
It should be an illegal formation.
Yeah.
It should.
I agree with you. I think that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to generate offense. I mean,
the argument against the shift is lay a bunt down. They're all playing on one side. Just everybody.
But nobody can bunt anymore.
That's the problem too. Nobody can bunt.
Why don't they teach bunting in Little League anymore?
You would think. But
that's another strange thing about baseball.
Yeah,
nobody can bunt. The pitchers in the National League, when they have to bat, they're the only ones who can bunt.
Yeah, some of them struggle.
Yeah, but just
You're
think there's these baseball players who, like Mike Trout, the greatest player in the last decade, he can't bunt.
He's never been asked to bunt. I mean, he can
No.
bunt and swing for the fences every time or whatever.
But I don't know. I think a lot of fans like the small ball. I'm not a big fan of the Jays always seem to go for the bashers and the home run teams, but you're swinging for the fences all the time. It's just strikeout after strikeout, and drives me nuts.
Yeah, I like well-pitched games, close 2-1, 3-2. You see
Stealing
some defense,
bases, moving
right,
guys over.
right.
Yeah, that's baseball.
Yeah.
When the Royals won in 15, that's kind of what team they had. They had a team that didn't strike out. They always put the ball in play, and they had good defense.
Yeah.
Right.
And really good bullpen. They actually didn't have that great of starters.
Now their bullpen was solid. They would, after the 5th inning, they just line up guys one after the other and just bring them in, and they were all unhittable.
But teams built like that are hard to play against every day. And teams that are built with bashers are not hard to play against every day, because all you need is a pitcher having a good day, and you just stand there swinging at balls all day long. You get nothing.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I don't know the Dodgers. I'm scared of the Dodgers. I'm rooting for Atlanta right now. But
I'm rooting for Atlanta, but I fear the Dodgers too. Just when you think they're dead in the water, they come back last night and do it again. So I hope Atlanta can put a fork in them and finish them off.
When's the next games?
Well, you got tonight. You got the American League game, Boston and Houston, and then the National
Saturday. On Saturday
tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Anyway, yeah, I hear Glenn has some questions for us today.
I do. I trying to, just to generate a bit of controversy and discussion.
Yeah.
I came up with, I just thought we'll do 3 this week and see how this goes. I'm going to make a statement, and then you guys can say whether you think I'm an idiot or you agree with me. It's one or the other. So 2 of them are football questions, and one's basketball question. First one, Jared Goff is not a starter in the NFL next year.
Wow, that's a tough one. I can't call you an idiot because there might be some merit to that.
He's certainly looking like he might not be a starter this year. Once he got away from the Rams, and what's the coach's name? I can't think of it right now. Sean McVay. Yeah. After he got away from him, he's looking pretty average.
Yeah, I think
be.
Go ahead. No, you could be onto something. I think anybody that plays with Detroit's vulnerable to losing their job.
Yeah, I get the feeling he might be a backup somewhere in next year. I can't see. I mean, obviously he's going to get a job in the league doing something, carrying the clipboard, whatever. But
yeah, he'll still be in the league.
Yeah,
they were talking about it on one show, and they were talking about the game he played against Kansas City, where it was like 53-51 or whatever that game was. And he says, "What happened to that Jared Goff?" Well, I don't know. I think he's lost his confidence, and he's not with Sean McVay anymore.
Yeah, it depends on the system you're in, and he had it going on for about 2 years in LA, and Detroit will do that to you, man. They have a losing tradition, and suck the life out of you.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
Stafford
Detroit fans. It's true though.
Yeah, Stafford must just get up every morning just thanking the Lord for his good fortune.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 2. We'll go to basketball. Kyrie Irving gets traded to the 76ers for Ben Simmons.
Wow.
Trouble for trouble.
Yeah, I wouldn't make the trade. I don't want either one of them on my team, but
I don't really see that happening. I don't think
so either. I hate drama like that where the whole team feels just out of sorts and they're always looking over their shoulder for the next dramatic turn. I hate Ben Simmons, what he's done to the city and the Sixers.
Yeah. And then he got suspended this week too.
Well, he came to practice and he wouldn't participate in the drills.
Yeah.
He was just standing on the sideline. He came there to get his money, but then they suspended him for the first game, and
he's daring to get traded. He's I'm going to make this the most difficult thing for you until you get rid of me.
The Sixers want equal value, and they're probably not going to get it. He's driving his value down to nothing. And they're going to have to just cut him loose and just say, we're good riddance, you know?
Yeah. Troublemaker that can't shoot. I don't think that he's going to have that much value right now.
No. I mean, he does other things.
He can do other things, but
he will not shoot when they'll stand in the corner and just look for something to do with the ball except shoot it, even if he's open. And then all this off the court stuff is just so unnecessary. Nobody wants that on their team. So, Kyrie Irving is making a statement about getting an inoculation, right? That's his whole hang up.
Yeah.
That's different, but still.
Well, it's selfish.
It's selfish.
It's the same selfishness as Ben Simmons, but totally different
circumstance. Yeah, you're right.
He's been roasted by Barkley and roasted by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and
I love that. Barkley was awesome.
Has Barkley said anything on Ben Simmons? Because I haven't watched the national stuff.
I'm not sure if he has or not.
Okay.
He probably has.
Because he's very opinionated, Charles. He can come out and
he's
not
awesome.
afraid. Yeah,
he gets away with it, man.
He does.
Yeah. There's a guy, I don't know if you remember Luke Wilson, who was a tight end for Seattle Seahawks for a few years, Canadian guy. Yeah. He's on sports radio now. He comes on as an analyst. They just call him, and he comes on, and they ask him questions about what's going on in the NFL, and he gives his opinion. I've never heard a more opinionated guy in my life. Like, he's not afraid to say anything. Most of these guys, they're afraid to say too much. They don't want to, piss off their old friends and stuff like that. But it's so refreshing when a guy just speaks his mind the way we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. They need more of them. Okay, I got one more question. Lamar Jackson is the front runner for the league MVP after 6 weeks.
Ooh, boy. Well, front runner, I'd say he's in the top 3. This Kyler Murray of the Arizona's got to be up there too. Those two probably leading the pack.
Matthew Stafford. 2 wild things happen to Baltimore to win a couple games, or they would have a couple more losses, and maybe you wouldn't be. But
but a win's a win. Nobody remembers how you won. They lost the first game ugly, and then they won 5 in a row. And they're playing Cincy this week. It's probably going to be 6 in a row.
Yeah, the other guy that got hyped a little bit earlier was Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
But they lost to Tennessee last week, so that hurt him a little bit.
Yeah. It's funny how it's such a short season that one game just is so magnified. Like, you could be this is the best team in the league. Well, now they're like 4th best. They lost by 2 points.
And it's just because he slipped on a 4th down play.
Yeah.
That's right.
The whole play was, I thought that was the stupidest play, where he's walking around acting like he's going to take it back, and then he goes,
this is not going to be good, guys.
Hold on. It's like he wasn't even ready.
Hello. Hi, I'm on a video right now on YouTube. So the door's open. The door's open. Just come in. Okay. Okay, honey. Bye. My daughter's on her way over, and that was her phoning, telling me when she's coming.
Right.
Sorry.
No problem. I'll just edit that out. No big
deal. You were getting inside information.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Everyone's calling you. That's what he found out.
I think Lamar Jackson's such an exciting player to watch.
Oh, he is. He's fantastic.
Amazing. Yeah. And I don't think I've seen a Cardinals game yet this year.
No. Well, they keep playing like this, you'll see a lot of them because they're going to be
features.
Yeah. I don't think the Eagles play them this year. No, they don't. So I won't see that. I'll have to look for a game for them. But I know on the highlights, the guy's amazing. Kyler Murray as well as Lamar. They would be my 1 and 2 right now.
Cool. Okay, that's my what an idiot segment.
All right. Very good. I have one that I always bring up. I'll just throw this in. It's a baseball topic. This is an oldie. but goody. Pete Rose, Hall of Fame or not Hall of Fame? That is the question.
I say Hall of Fame. Can you imagine you're taking your kids through the Baseball Hall of Fame? You're showing us there's Ty Cobb. He had the second most hits in baseball history. Well, who has the most hits? He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Right. I agree with you.
I mean, I know there's circumstances, but still.
Yeah, but it's not like he cheated the game. He gambled on the game.
But he gambled on his own team. Did he ever bet against his team where he could throw the game? I don't think so.
I could never see him doing that.
Me neither.
No, I agree. I put him in the Hall.
And yet they have certain guys that have beat the steroid rap that are in the Hall of Fame. And yet these guys.
See, I hate those guys. They should all be hoofed. If they found out afterwards the guy actually cheated the game, then no Hall of Fame.
Right. That's the way I am.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me Mike Piazza and Jeff Bagwell did not do steroids, because I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't caught, look at their bodies and the power. And now look at them that they've retired. Some of them are skinnier and they just.
Yeah.
It's like night and day. Biggio's another one. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, Clemens, Roger Clemens. Well, he hasn't got in yet. Right. Yeah, and I hope he never does. He never does. Yeah.
McGuire, forget him.
Yeah.
Sosa,
they should almost have a Hall of Shame wing in the Hall of Fame. These guys played, and these were their statistics, but they're not recognized.
A-Rod's not getting in either. He comes up for the ballot soon.
Yeah, he shouldn't just get in because he's an arrogant asshole. whether he cheated or not.
Right. Just because he dated J-Lo doesn't count.
Yeah, just because he did. Yeah, that's it. You're out. Yeah. But that would probably, there'd be about 1,000 men on Earth who wouldn't be able to get into anything.
Right.
Who's dated J-Lo? That's a long list.
But I think Pete's getting screwed. I mean, what's going to happen is they'll wait for him to die, and then the Veterans Committee will throw him in or something late.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. And how many commissioners have we gone through, and they all still maintain the same stand?
That's hardcore on that gambling issue. They're not going to budge from it.
But now gambling is becoming so huge in sports. I mean, they're coming up with this whole gambling thing now, right? For sports in Canada, they're having a government lottery now to bet on individual games and stuff like that. Before they had like what they call a pro line ticket where you could bet point spreads and whatever. But now this is almost like going to be like a Caesar's Palace kind of a thing. You can just bet on anything.
They encourage it. I mean, they talk about it in the pregame shows. They give the point spreads a lot of times. They're making predictions. The commercials, there's a lot of commercials for online gambling that I see anyway.
Yeah. Injuries, they got the whole thing is based around gambling.
Even when you put MLB on, the scroll on the bottom, it gives you odds of, who's going to hit a home run tonight and how many strikeouts, what's the over under here and there. It's like they're encouraging the people to go out and gamble, and yet Pete Rose can't be in the Hall of Fame because he only has the most hits of all time. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
it is ridiculous. And just how hard he played baseball. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't in his heart to take a minute off to make sure his team lost. That would make sense.
Some people think he tried too hard because Ray Fosse just passed away and he ran over him on the All-Star game.
That's right.
Yeah. I didn't know Ray passed away. I didn't hear that, but that's a shame. Yeah, he'd ruined his career for sure. He definitely leveled him. What can you say? He had that fight with Bud Harrelson in the playoffs one year too.
They had to take that rule out of baseball, though, running the catcher. I mean, that was just like, come on, like that's just killing a guy. You got no protection. This guy barreling down at you.
Lost a year for that. Somebody totaled his knee that one year.
Yeah, you can't. I forget. As much as I don't like rule changes in baseball, that's one that really needed to.
Yeah, that makes sense. But the shift,
I'm not sure the second base though. You got to slide into second base a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's got so many people on the pop-up slide now that they came off the bag and.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing, too many. While we're on the subject of baseball, the power that an umpire has now is too many calls going to New York to see if it was the right
know.
call. I mean, you want to get it right, but you got to have there's got to be a human element to that game.
Slowly but surely, they're taking that away, because in the minor leagues, they're going to experiment with the strike zone, with an electronic strike zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the umpire
Maybe.
won't have the call. I mean, it would be, whatever's in the zone, it's a strike, and whatever's not, it's a ball. And
But maybe when our generation dies off, young people want that. I don't know. They're growing up with it.
Yeah.
Maybe they like it. I don't know. I just think it ruins the whole flow of the game. Baseball is a game that, if people don't like it, they say it's too slow. And with all the calls and replays, it's even slower.
It is, slows it down. Yeah.
I'd like to see in every sport that the coach gets one challenge. That's it. You get one challenge a game. Make it count.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. No penalty for getting it wrong, but you get one challenge.
The one thing I like about the NFL is that all scoring plays are looked at upstairs.
Yeah.
All touchdowns, they won't confirm it until they go up. They don't need a review, or a red flag or whatever. They just automatically check it out. If it looks legit, they move on.
Yeah.
That way, nobody's getting screwed on touchdowns. I kind of like that.
And turnovers too, they're doing that.
Turnovers, yeah.
Sometimes I think the officials just call a turnover because they know it's going to get reviewed, so they can cover for themselves. So I don't know about that.
There might be something to that.
I wouldn't doubt that in the least. They
Me
know
neither.
they've got a foolproof plan, right? So yeah, they'll just err on whatever side so they can. They know it's going to get reviewed. So what difference does it make? Yeah, it's taken the human element out of the game and made the games a bit longer, which I don't know.
I think young people buy into that more than us old fogies, because they play video games and all that stuff's, electronic, and they just buy into this new wave of doing things. I don't mind the slow pace of baseball. I think it adds to the game. It's a thinking person sport.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind in that regard. I just don't like that with the instant replay slowing it down even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the actual pace of the game is fine with me.
Yeah.
What do you think about the extra innings, that starting the guy at second base instead of maybe having a 20-inning game like
I don't like it. Do not like it.
I'm really torn, because it's exciting. It's more exciting, but it's a novelty thing. It's not. Should the game really be decided that way?
They don't do it in the playoffs, thank God. I mean, it's a
no,
regular
thank
season
God they
only.
don't do that. Yeah. Well, the NHL hockey's the same way, right? They have the over 5-minute overtime, and they only put 3 players on the ice, skaters instead of 5. And there's no more exciting 5 minutes.
I like the NHL
hockey
style. I like the 3-on-3.
No, it's incredible.
And I love Stanley Cup playoff sudden death overtime. There's nothing like that, man.
Yeah.
You could play 5 overtimes until you decide. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of this shootout shit,
Yeah. Yeah, the shootout stuff's bad. You watch it, especially in world competitions, like if you're watching a World Cup or something, like, and it's the Olympics, and you're down to the gold medal game and it's decided on a penalty kick. Like, it's just a shame.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the thing is endurance. Go out there and play until you drop dead. I mean,
yeah.
If it goes 5 overtimes, it goes 5 overtimes. Last man standing. Just a thought.
Yeah, but regular season, it's hard because there's I don't know how you would ever do this, but when you think about it, if it's so a baseball team comes to town and they play a 3 or 4 game series. So the first 2 or 3 games, where they're going to be in town, I can see letting the extra innings go, if it's 20 innings or who cares, 18 innings. But when they got to fly out of town the next day to get to another city, it's almost like if you play a 20-inning game and then you got to get from Toronto to LA to play the Angels or something, that's hard.
It is.
So I can see, that's where I can kind of see where it makes sense to have the guy on second base to start the 10th inning.
Yeah, they changed so many rules during the last, year and a half with COVID and stuff. That's one of them, the man on second base. The other one is the 3-pitcher or 3-batter minimum for relief pitchers. That's relatively new. Where before they were switching in and out for lefty, righty, lefty, all that stuff. And now you have to pitch to the 3 batters.
Yeah. And how about baseball with umpires? What female umpires? Isn't it about time? It's 2021.
I don't have any problem with that.
Me neither. Why aren't there any?
I know there's NFL officials that are female, but not in baseball. Right. Yeah. And basketball they've had.
Yeah, and hockey, they're starting it too in the American League.
Oh, are they?
They've hired a few women to be linesmen in the American League. So it's going to come. But
baseball's going to have to cave in there on their.
They have to.
They're thinking.
Yes. I'm surprised no one's on their ass about it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be getting any flack over it.
No. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. They haven't made that move yet. Somebody has a female, I think it might be Florida GM or assistant.
Yes.
GM. Somebody in the front office. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're making strides. It's just slow.
The University of Missouri just hired a female athletic director.
Did they?
Well, that's awesome.
I guess for all the sports, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
It should be. Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah.
Very nice. We want to talk about our power rankings.
Yes. Let's see.
This is
how's Tampa Bay doing this week?
Well, for 3 of us, they're doing pretty good. Glen left them off the list. Just an oversight, but that's okay. What do I have here? In the number 10 spot, we're going to go 10 through 1. Number 10 is the Cincinnati Bengals. They break onto the power rankings. They were on 3 different people's charts here. Three of the 4 of us had Cincinnati. Randy was the only one that didn't have one. So they're at number 10. Tennessee Titans, excuse me, at number 9. Green Bay Packers at 8. Randy's LA Chargers, or Aaron, excuse me, I keep saying Randy.
Yeah, don't piss Randy
Aaron's LA Chargers at 7. Tampa Bay, who Glenn feels is beneath the top 10.
Yeah,
they finished
number 11.
6.
They're 11th.
Dallas Cowboys at 5. They cracked the top 5.
They're moving up. I said that last week. Now they're going to be moving up with a bullet, those guys.
Yeah. Number 4 is Buffalo. 3, the Rams. 2, Baltimore Ravens. And 1, the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. And Arizona and Baltimore finished 1-2 on all 4 of our rankings. So they're unanimous 1-2.
Buffalo fell a couple of points then, right?
Buffalo fell mostly due to me. With that loss to Tennessee, I dropped them down to 9.
Yeah.
So they probably should
9.
Be
wow.
I dropped them.
You're a tough crowd.
I put them below
Philly.
Tennessee. Yeah, we're Philly guys don't play around, man.
No. No.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
But Dallas is the one that's really making the big move, I think. They're up to 5.
They got a good solid team.
We had 4 other teams that received votes that just finished out of the running. That would be the New Orleans Saints, the Cleveland Browns, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Carolina Panthers, all out of the running.
I was ready to really count the Browns out if they lost to Denver. That was like, I'm just going, this is the game. You don't win this one.
Yeah. They came up with a victory, 17-14. Yeah, you got to win that game at home against Denver for sure. And they did.
They have a good offensive line, even though they lost their 2 running backs. The other running back got 148 yards. I think they're kind of an offensive line that you could stick almost anyone in there. But
yeah.
Although the guy had a great game. I don't want to take it away from the guy, but
absolutely.
I can't think of the guy's name right offhand.
So do you want to review what we did last week?
Yeah, give us the results of last week.
On these bets.
Yes.
So the way it stands, the standings are Glenn got 2 out of 4, Aaron got 2 out of 4, Randy got 1 out of 4, and Rich got 2 out of 4.
All right.
I blew it on Chicago, and you guys all picked Green Bay. In the first half, I thought I was looking pretty good in that one. Raiders, Broncos. Aaron was the only one who picked the Raiders.
Yeah.
That was stupid for us. Chargers, Ravens, Glen and Rich had the Ravens. And Arizona Browns, I was the only one who picked Arizona.
Yeah, that was
you guys all picked the Rays.
That was a good win for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's Arizona playing this week?
Arizona is playing. They're home against the Houston Texans.
Oh, another win.
That's gonna be it.
They're like 17-point favorites in that game.
You know what? That's not a bad to go on. You make a bet because you know when you least expect it, they shit the bed. Like that. I bet you could make good money on that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Aaron sent in his 4 games this week that we're going to take a look at. The first one is Kansas City at Tennessee. Glenn, you want to hit that one first?
KC at Tennessee. Well, the Chiefs suck.
Oh, that's a shot.
They're going nowhere this year. I'm picking the Titans.
Oh, my goodness. Back to back.
I think the Chiefs are in trouble, man. I keep saying it.
Randy, what do you think?
Well, actually, nobody's really stopped their offense except themselves by making turnovers.
Well, that's all you need. Your own worst enemy.
Well, I still think the Chiefs are going to beat the Titans.
Sure.
I'm picking the Chiefs.
Randy's got the Chiefs. I kind of like Tennessee myself. I'm going to have to take them. And Aaron took Tennessee. So 3. Randy's on the win. He's sticking with his home team. You got to give him credit.
Yeah. Homer. All
right. The next one is Cincinnati at Baltimore. Randy will go first on that one. Cincy at Baltimore.
I got to pick Baltimore the way they're rolling right now. What's his name? Burrow had kind of a throat contusion.
Oh, did he?
So he's playing a little hurt. So I don't know. I'm going to pick Baltimore.
Glenn?
I'm doing Baltimore too.
Yeah, that's unanimous. I'm going with Baltimore. So Cincinnati, if they win, they'll knock us off for a loss.
And did Aaron pick Baltimore?
And Aaron picked Baltimore, all 4.
I hate rooting for Baltimore because they're the Browns as far as I'm concerned. They should be the Baltimore Browns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've always hated them ever since they moved.
The next one is Indianapolis Colts at the San Francisco 49ers. Well, I'll tell you
go
what,
ahead.
I'll take a shot on this one.
Yep.
Aaron took Indy. I'm going to take the Niners. Why not? I'm not a Carson Wentz guy, so I'm going to take the other side.
I'm going to take the Niners too. I guess Garoppolo's coming back this week.
Yeah. All right. Randy's got
I'm taking the 49ers as well. This most disappointing team of the year so far, I think.
Glenn's
I thought
got
they'd be
the
much
Niners.
better.
I agree. They should be in this top 10, but they haven't performed like it. So,
yeah.
So Aaron's on the limb with Indianapolis. And the final game, Atlanta Falcons at the Miami Dolphins. Kind of a shit fest.
You couldn't make me watch that game.
No. Randy, what do you think? Or Glenn, go ahead, Glenn.
I don't know. Randy, you go first.
I'm picking Atlanta.
Aaron Mutha Alamare took Atlanta as well. So we have Randy and Aaron on the Atlanta bandwagon. What about you, Glenn?
Oh my God.
This is a tough game.
Really tough game. Miami's coming back from London. They got to be jet lagged and they suck. Yeah, I'm going Atlanta.
Oh God. Don't make me pick Miami. I can't. I'm taking Atlanta too.
Oh man.
I don't have any faith in Miami at all. I think they're terrible. So we have 2 real unanimous picks here. All of us have the Colts, or excuse me, all of us have the Ravens. All of us have the Falcons. Aaron's got the Colts. The other 3 of us have the Niners. And then in the first game we did, Randy's on his own on Kansas City.
Yeah.
And the other 3 have Tennessee. So this may fluctuate the standings a little bit. See what happens.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Why is it so hard to build a freaking successful football organization? Like, just a joke. Like Miami's a joke. Jacksonville's a bigger joke. It's just like how the Raiders for how many years now have been trying to build up a team, and the best they can do is get to like a 500 team. That's really what they are. I mean, let's admit it.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
football is
what?
all about you have to have the quarterback, or you're not going to go anywhere.
But there's so many good quarterbacks in the league right now. Young quarterbacks seem to be at there's just a ton of them. But I agree. But
I think you need a quarterback and a coach. That's where it all starts. And drafting. You have to be able to draft young players.
yeah,
And teams that screw up their draft go nowhere. They don't. That's why most teams are in that 500 realm, either 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins. They just can't break out of it.
it seems really hard to get out of that. Like, it seems like you can get from being a 1-16 team to an 8-8 team at some point over a 2 or 3, 4 year process. But after that, like, to jump to that next level where you can get in the upper echelon of teams is really, really difficult. I don't know if it's more difficult in that sport than any other.
It may be. I don't know. The same team seem to be at the bottom of the rung every year. They, like you said, the Jacksonville, Detroit, never been in a Super Bowl in 50. How many Super Bowls? 53, 54 years.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
They couldn't break through once.
Yeah.
So I mean, Jacksonville too. They've never been in the Super Bowl.
No.
Houston Texans. I mean, they had a little bit of a run, but they're generally a bad organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this year especially.
The Bengals have been horrendous forever. I mean, Joe Burrow will help them because I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah. No, they have been. They've been a mediocre team for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Since what's his face with the guy who does the games with Al Michaels was playing for them.
Chris Collinsworth. He was a
Chris
good player.
Collinsworth. Yeah.
And then you got the Jets. Don't forget about the Jets, how horrible they've been.
A joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I that's the one thing, as much as I don't follow it very closely, the Premier League in soccer in England, they have the two different level. Like, if you don't win a certain amount of games, you drop down to a second division.
Kind of
and
cool.
You play against those second division teams, and you got to build your way back up to get into the first division. I think that's an amazing way of doing it.
It's so different. I kind of like that. It gives you an incentive to break out of the doldrums,
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the NFC East, I mean, Dallas Cowboys are so far superior to the other 3 teams. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's not even competitive. I mean, Washington's bad, the Giants are bad, and the Eagles are bad. They're all, and they have to play each other twice each. So you're going to get a couple wins there. Somebody has to win those games.
Yeah. Well, they're all equally as bad, so it's a coin flip.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It just seems crazy that that teams just can't seem to develop.
And how bad was Arizona forever until they got a decent quarterback there with Murray?
Yeah,
they were the doormat. Even when they had, Jake the Snake Plummer and Kurt Warner, and they had some decent players, but they just could not get over the hump.
Yeah.
And that division was normally tough too, when they had the St. Louis Rams out there, and the 49ers were strong at times. And Seattle had their run with Russell Wilson. I mean, that's a tough division.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but there seems like, I don't know if there's a sport that has a more abundance of talent. Like, I mean, how many college football teams are there in the U.S. developing players from high school level? Like, my daughter's, I mean, I don't see it, but she's up visiting from Florida right now. And, she's been down there a year and going, Dad, you got to come down and see a high school football game. Like, I guess the stadium's not far from her house, and she walks by it with the dog and she goes, it's crazy. Like, this stadium and all the players, they're like 15, 16 years old, and they have their own parking spots.
Yeah, wow.
Like, I mean, it's like, so they're developing players at there's such an abundance. I just don't see, there's such a talent pool that teams can't get better. I don't get it, but
especially in the NFL, because you have it's so even. I mean, everybody has the same payroll. I mean, you can only pay so much money, and
right.
Does the NFL has a salary cap?
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a salary cap, and you get penalized for certain violations. You take a cap hit if you cut a guy, or you still have to pay part of that cap. They have rules in place. Baseball has no cap. That's why you have the disparity between the Pirates and the Yankees and the Royals and the Dodgers or whatever.
Baseball needs a cap.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay is the only one that can figure out how to win.
Yeah, without spending.
Consistently, without spending money on superstars. I mean,
yeah, because they develop their player development system is just exceptional.
Yeah,
especially the pitchers. Yeah.
One of the problems in baseball is that they all have their own local TV revenues. In football, it's all, every game's national. And baseball, they have their own TV contracts, and Yankees make 10 times more than
that's true.
Yes. Or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the big market cities like New York, for example, or Boston, they can charge way more per ticket than they would in the Midwest or some of the other cities. They're raking cash in.
Yeah.
And the TV revenue is huge.
I mean, I use the National Hockey League as a great example. I mean, they've got a really strict salary cap.
Yeah.
It's like $81 million, and that's all you're spending. And you got to figure that out to sign 21 to 23 players to ice a team. And there's some nights because teams go over, like a player will get hurt, but they can't really take him off they're paying him still. So he's not on a long-term injury, hurt for a night. They can't even bring up another player. So they end up playing like 17 players that game instead of 21 or something.
Short,
they gotta stay under the cap. And
that's
like
too
teams
strict.
It is strict, but what I like about it is there's not only a ceiling, but there's also a floor. So you have to spend a certain amount of money. And that's what I would like to see with smaller market teams in baseball, that they're forced to spend whatever the league average is. If it's 90 million or whatever, you're not going to get away with spending 70. You got to spend 90 million.
Right.
And
I like that.
They're all making enough money. You can't tell me that, Kansas City spending $70 million. Do they get bad press for that, Randy?
For how much they're spending?
Yeah, I mean, $70 million. That's low. That's way below. I think the league average is about 110.
Well, I think Tampa Bay spent like 43 or 44, something like that.
And how much does Salvador Perez make? Because he had a huge year for them this year.
The Royals got a sweet contract with him.
They must have
signed a long-term contract, and he probably needs to renegotiate that. But they got a good deal with it. The thing about the Royals is that when they went to the World Series in 14 and 15, is when teams weren't spending as much money. They instituted the tax. What do they call it?
Oh yeah. If you
luxury tax,
over a certain amount,
luxury tax, yeah.
And some people were luxury tax, and some people were kind of the Red Sox, and some of those teams are going down. But it seems like after the Royals won, the Dodgers and some of those teams said, "Well, the heck, we're just spending," and it's where it is now. It's not deterring them enough to spend all that money.
Do they draw well? Kansas City Royals?
Yeah, they draw pretty well. With the pandemic, it's kind of
that's kind of exceptional rules, or times, But I mean, Toronto Blue Jays, their payroll, I looked it up, was $108 million. But this year they signed 2 free agents who had career years. Robbie Ray pitching, who's probably going to win the Cy Young in the American League if they don't give it to Jarrett Cole, and Marcus Simeon, second base.
Right.
Marcus Simeon played better. He set a record for second baseman all time, 41 home runs. He had the best second base career in the history of baseball.
Is he a free agent this year?
He's a free agent. Yeah.
And
Robbie Ray is a free agent. They signed them both for about $10 million because both of them were kind of trying to resurrect their careers. Yeah. And they turn around and just have 2 of the best seasons of any players in baseball. And now they're both free agents. So can the Jays sign those guys? They're already at 108 million. Are you going to now pay this guy 25, 30 million? Because Robbie Ray's probably going to get 25 million.
Somebody's going to give it to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simeon's going to make out well too. Both of them.
Yeah. They'll both be in the 20 millions. Yeah. And then don't forget, then you got your young guys coming up with the Jays. They got Bo Bichette, Vladdy, and those guys, they're all going to get, so they're not in team control anymore from their first contracts, and they're all going to get. I mean, how much money is Vladimir Guerrero going to get? Another $30 million a year guy, probably. Arguably going to be the best player in baseball. So is their salary going to jump now to 200 million just to keep their team together? It's crazy.
Perez set a record for catchers too for home runs this year.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the record was because it didn't count when he was playing like DHing. I think it was like 37. I don't remember.
I think it was Johnny Bench, wasn't it? Wasn't it Bench that had the record?
I couldn't remember his Bench or for the Fisk, but
Fisk could be up there too. Yeah.
I don't remember who it was now.
But didn't he end up with 48 or 49?
Yeah, 48, which was tied. Guerrero hit one the last day to tie Perez, so they're tied.
Yeah.
Oh, they ended up tied. Okay.
But he did win the RBI title. He had the most RBIs for anybody.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And on a not so good team, right? I mean, how do you do that? You drive in runs that aren't even there.
Yeah.
Mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. But what's a shame now is it'll get to a point when you have to sign these guys. The New York Yankees just open their purse strings and go, okay, well, we'll give you more money than Kansas City can afford or the Jays can afford. And it just throws the balance of power off again. That's why I think they need something to control. Like I'd rather see if the Blue Jays can't afford Vladimir Guerrero anymore for whatever reason, I'd rather see him go to KC than the Yankees or Boston or the Dodgers. Who just open their wallets and just they just can print money. I'd rather see a player like that go to a team that needs to grow to become more competitive. It's better for the league.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
All right. Very good. All right. We're going to cut out this week. We'll be back again next week with some more talk. Hopefully by then we'll be in the World Series and have some more stuff to talk about. We'll check our predictions and new power rankings. Hopefully Aaron will be back with us. Randy will be on the road, so we'll hook him up and
wearing his bathrobe. His right bathrobe
from the hotel.
Looking forward to seeing that.
All right, so this is the wrap up for Randy, Glenn. I'm Rich and Aaron. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. All right, cool. All right, guys. Very nice. We'll get this up. What time is it? 12:40. I'll probably have it up by 4 o'clock. Edit out some stuff and
it'll be interesting to think if we didn't have a top 10 or something, if that hurts at all, or if it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
Sometimes I've clicked on things because top 10. Some will say, well, who are they going to pick?
So what kind of rankings could we? Well, we can do another ranking next week if you think. Maybe we should be prepared for one. What could we do that would be interesting?
We could use baseball instead of football, like our favorite all-time players, or
we were going to do that, but I don't. You want? It's fine to do it now. I don't care.
No, I mean just for baseball instead of
instead of football.
You were saying what were you saying before? Our favorite players of all sports together, or?
Yeah, you could do that too. Just your favorite athletes of all time. You could do at some point, But football's hot and baseball's hot.
Or you could do your favorite baseball player at each position.
That'd be kind of cool. Put your all-star team together.
That's kind of what I wanted to do.
Starter, pitcher, catcher, and 3 fielders, and we can even throw a DH in there. Make it a 10. Make it 10.
So you have your starting 9 and a DH.
Yeah, and a manager.
How about a closer?
And a closer. Yeah, and a closer. We need a closer. So there's 12.
How about a 4-man rotation?
I think maybe we're getting too many here.
What about a bat boy?
Yeah, bat boy would be cool. Broadcaster, throw the whole 9 yards in there.
Yeah. Okay, so we just want to leave it at 9, starting 9.
No, I like the DH.
DH and a DH, 10 guys. That's 10, top 10.
I say, like, for managers, maybe that was something we could do down the road. Our favorite coaches or managers.
Yeah,
that's a separate category. Yeah, that you could
especially in baseball because they're so colorful. A lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only sport
they're
where
not as colorful anymore. I don't think.
No, there's no Earl Weavers anymore. No. They get kicked out too fast.
Now that how are you going to argue with what they, what they checked with you can't argue with the umpire because he didn't. The call came from New York or whatever.
Yeah. You can't kick dirt on him for that. Right. Yeah, he's just the messenger. Yeah. Okay, so
just a starting 9 and a DH.
Yeah, 10 names.
No closer.
No.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. I don't know. What do you want? Yeah, I don't care throwing in a closer. I'm good.
Would it have to be just people that we've seen in our lifetime, or can you go back into the archives?
Well, I think if you want to pick somebody in the archives, go ahead. I mean, you know what? Babe Ruth's probably going to be on my list.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Ted Williams, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb. I mean, names from the past.
You're making up an all-star team. You can. We didn't say it's your favorite. You're making up an all-star baseball team of your choice, right?
All right.
So is it going to be favorites, or what do you think is the best player of all?
Well, I don't think best player because then you can. No, I think just favorite. Well,
favorites.
I think make it more. Yeah, your favorites. Yeah,
favorite player at every position.
There's a lot of great players that I can't stand that won't be on my team. There won't be any Red Sox on my team.
What?
They're like my Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, before Glenn and I got together, I was talking with that guy Doc, who I do movies with. We were going to do a baseball top 10 by position, like top 10 first baseman, top 10 second baseman, all around the infield, and then release them once a week. But that can be difficult on a channel like this with 4 guys throwing stuff out. It would take a while.
Yeah.
So I might do that on my own channel with him later in the year or whatever, because he still wants to do it.
Yeah. No, I like this idea with the 9 players in the DH. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. And I think we're going to have a varied amount of players. We're not going to hit on the same guys. There's so many baseball players.
Oh, there's so many baseball players. Yeah.
And I don't think anybody will have the same guy.
Yeah.
Maybe
no,
catcher.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, if you want to pick someone who you just, you've read about all your life, like, a Babe Ruth or Lou Gehrig or something, why not? Like, I don't know if I'm going to pick those guys because there's enough guys that I've seen play that I'll probably choose over them. But
I'm going to pick the guys that I've seen in my lifetime, I think.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
60 years or so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
All right, that gives us a list. I kind of like the list thing. I think people enjoy going through that and comparing their own list to others. So we don't have to do it every week. Maybe we'll stagger it, 1 week list, 1 week topics.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bring whatever you want to the table. I mean, if anybody has an idea, throw it out there and we'll do it.
Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get another 60 viewers this week. We'll see what happens.
Well, you know what? It's not bad. I'm always of the opinion that if I put a poster up on the lamppost in my neighborhood and said, I'm going to be giving a talk about my feelings on my favorite running backs of all time, and 60 people walked in my basement, sat in front of me while I did that, I'd be over the moon, go, what the hell?
I know.
So when you get 60 people watching on a video, it's the same thing. It's like, that's a lot of people who are interested in a bunch of dumb fucks like us talking,
Another thing is, Glenn, if you want to host this, be the, have it on your channel. I don't have a problem with it because you get more views and you have more subscribers. So it's up to you.
One of my problems is I can't figure out how to use any kind of a mic system. It doesn't seem to work with my laptop, and I find the vocals are really low. Like I just did the one with Sam, and I feel like I got to turn my computer up full blast just to hear it. Yeah. And I've had people comment to me going, "Hey, the sound is so low," but I can't do anything about it. So
I know
it frustrates me a little bit.
Yeah.
If I get a new laptop or whatever, I can do it.
I just feel like I'm not bringing enough views with my channel. It's an insecurity thing with me.
Yeah. Well, we can try it one week on mine. Maybe we can rotate. We should have it on Aaron's one week because he gets more views than any of us.
I'd be cool with that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can all drink while we're doing it too. Why not? You know, the old tipsy
Tuesday football.
I quit drinking.
Yeah, I haven't drinking.
I quit drinking in August.
Oh, good for you.
You know, I've lost 17 pounds.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. 17 pounds. My t-shirts are getting too big.
Oh, wow. You have lost. And you feel the difference, right? You can move a lot better.
Yeah. I quit snacking. Just 3 meals a day. And I haven't cut out any. Like I had a pizza yesterday for lunch.
Nice.
I have not had to deprive myself of any food. And
you have a
from not snacking, no desserts. I'm bad on penny candy.
Yeah.
Jujubes and shit like that.
I could sit and eat a bowl of them.
No, I was eating, but we were kind of in a habit of doing that. A cup of tea and a couple of cookies at 9 o'clock at night. Like I cut all that out. So no more potato chips. I eat a few pretzels in the afternoon if I'm hungry. That's it.
Did you ever smoke?
No, I haven't smoked since I was 20.
20.
Yeah, I smoked all through my teen years. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm hoping I'm going to drop. I'm trying to drop about at least 50 pounds. We'll see.
Nice. It's hard to do, but
it's really hard to do. Yeah. Especially my daughter came visiting, and her and Lynn are sitting there drinking wine last night and sucking on a Diet Coke.
Poor bastard.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks to be me. Then this morning, guys, we're putting up, I got to tell you this. My wife, she's a Christmas freak. So we're putting up Christmas lights. So my daughter's here. I thought, oh, good, you can help me put up the Christmas lights. So we get them all on the ground and we plug them in and they plug in. Then we put them all up around the house, get them all up. They don't work.
Oh,
it's the fucking Griswolds.
Yeah.
I can't. We don't know what to do. So then they went out shopping. So we just left it all. It's outside, just a mess. I don't know what the hell we're going to do. We got to pull them all down now and check every bulb. And
that's a lot of work. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's my day. Anyway, guys, always fun.
Enjoy the games this week and the playoffs. Yes. She should be dynamite action. All right, we'll talk to you guys. Take care, Randy.
Great week. We'll talk.
Take care.
See you, Randy. Bye-bye.
Bye.